Hello, my beautiful darlings, and welcome back to part 2 of Let's Build a Residential Home. Last time, what we did was got started on the main exterior itself, including the rear of the building too, with the roof terrace and whatnot. Today, I've moved the lot, I've also made some changes, and we're going to be concentrating a bit more on the grounds surrounding the build itself. So that's what we're doing. Nothing more to say. Let's flip on over into game. Let's make a start. Well, here we are, my loves, back at the residential home that I haven't really made any choice of a name yet. I've not chosen the name, and I don't know what to go for, so maybe you can help me out with that. The more this build progresses, and then we can start calling it a name rather than just residential home. But as you can see, I've made a few changes here and there. I've moved the lot itself to the 64 by 64 lot, just so we've got a bigger lot in question now. And we can fit a lot more stuff that I want to absolutely implement into this build. So that's what we're going to do. So changes have been made. I'll talk you through them. I've raised it up on a platform. We've put some stairs here, and we've also done like a disabled access over on the other side here. That's probably a little bit too steep for a disabled access, but this is The Sims. It's not going to get used anyway. I just wanted that to kind of be at the forefront. At the back, raise this up too, put 2 sets of staircases here, and also another access up through this way. Subtle things have changed. I've got rid of the chimney breast that was on the back here, and I've put 2 chimneys at the top here. I also went ahead and extended out the dining room area, including the roof terrace on top, just to make it a little bit bigger. Now we've got a bit more space. And I've also gone around and reworked the floor plan and put all of the wallpapers and flooring on everything. So I'll just talk you through everything here as well. So this is going to be the main living area. We're going to have lots of different seats and stuff around and things for them to do. This is the main foyer that I'm going to be doing some kind of little mini open air office here for staff and for visitors that come, they go there and whatnot. A toilet just off of this area, 2 of the bedrooms. This is now going to be a salon. So we're going to be making a little salon where everyone can come and get their hair cut. One of you lovelies mentioned that, and I was like, yes, I do remember there being one of them in the place that my mum worked. Because if you don't know, my mum was a matron of a residential home for 30 years. So I kind of grew up around this all. I really did. So this is kind of like very familiar to me, really. Dining room areas going in here. And then this is going to be the kitchen area over there. And then upstairs, this is where the floor plan's been reworked a little bit better now. So bedrooms, I didn't put a light in here. We will be putting a light in here. This is just going to be a store cupboard for the cleaners and whatnot, and just for extra things that they can put up in a store cupboard. I thought that would have been a good vibe. This is going to be a laundry room where they can get all of their bits and bobs washed and whatnot, and the rest of them are just bedrooms. So we had to sacrifice a bedroom, but that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. I am going to be making one of these bedrooms into a staff bedroom, and I think what I'm going to do is just put bunk beds in them. I think that would be the good way to go with that. So we'll decide on which one that's going to be when we get up to it. But there you go. You've been talked through the floor plan now. Now I'm just going to give you a few things about what we're going to be starting today, really. So I want to do a car park. Now we've got this bigger space. I think for visitors and stuff, I think having a car park over on this side would be perfect. I'd love this to be nestled in lots of trees. I really want it to feel like you're in the middle of a countryside area here. I want it to be very pretty looking. I really do. Over to this way is going to be more gardens. I might do a small lake around here. With some benches and stuff. I just think that'd be a nice little like touch over there. And I also want to do somewhere where plants and stuff are grown. The residents can partake in that, but it is going to be overlooked. I'm going to hire a gardener to come in and do that, or put that in the staff rota for the staff that are going to be working here. The rest of the gardens, I want to do some kind of area where they can come out and get a bit of exercise. So I'm going to be doing a small gym and an indoor swimming pool, I think. I think that's how I want to go about it. So we're going to utilize this area for that thing. So that's what we're doing. This is our day. Nothing more to say. Let's get started. Right. Hello. How are you? Drama's everywhere, isn't it? Bloody hell. So much drama. I'm probably look like I'll probably look knackered today because I was just up all night. Well, not all night. I was up to about 2 in the morning just thinking. What is that about? I went to bed at 11. Honestly, I've just been up thinking about everything just because this is a big change for us coming up, loves. This is a big change, and I get apprehensive on stuff, you know? I'm a Virgo, I overthink. It's what I do. It's what we do. But I'm happy to know that you kind of took a lot of what I said yesterday and you were just very nice about it. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate all the support. I really do. So yeah, things will be changing, and I know there's a lot of you out there that are really sad about Let's Build the Worlds. I'm sad about it. I am. But as I said, we are going to be continuing that series just in a different game. And I'm also going to be doing, while I'm still going to be playing around with The Sims and stuff, I'm going to be doing a smaller save file. I've had thoughts about this. I've wanted to do it again. Like, the thing that I'm thinking of, I've been wanting to do it for a while. If you remember my Let's Build Newcrest series, we did that kind of council tower block, which was like a council block of flats, really. I want to do something along the veins of that again and then introduce characters that way. So you're not going to be starved for any kind of Let's Build the Worlds content until Paralives comes out. But it's not going to be called Let's Build the Worlds, if you know what I mean. We're going to be building some kind of really nice council tower block. I'm a working class boy myself, and I just want to dive into that and think about characters from my past and stuff and put it into smaller save file that we can all enjoy before, you know. And don't worry, we've still got Hemford on Bagley coming out at the end of the month. So you'll have another save file there too, you know? But I just want to take the essence of that series and put my energy into another game with it. And I think Paralives is going to be the way forward for that. I really do. Especially because I've heard in the grapevine there's a bit like you can custom world builder that's coming after early access. So we're going to be able to create our own bloody worlds, loves, you know? Not all is lost. It's really not. We're just evolving. And that's why I wanted to say on it. But thank you for all your support anyway. It's been amazing. It really has. Yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm lucky to have you gorgeous beans in this community. I really am. But we're going to be on to newer things. And I'm also starting, well, I'm going to test a new game tomorrow. I'm not telling you what it is, but I've heard a lot of good things about it and a lot of good things about it from you lovelies too. So we're going to be testing out a new game on the channel tomorrow just to see how it goes. Something a bit different, you know. Anyway, I think that is a good enough size for a car park. I'm going to be wrapping this in a hedge, and it is going to be the Hedge of Dreams. I mean, come on. Of course it's going to be the Hedge of Dreams. And nice thing about it is that we've got another Hedge of Dreams in the front here. So we are going to be utilising this one quite a bit in this area. Oh, that is a bit bigger, isn't it? Oh, is it that size? It is. I wanted to size it down anyway, but let's do this. So we're going to be popping one there, one there. I want a pathway right up to the house itself, a very straight, narrow pathway. I am going to be connecting all of these kind of paths around the house as well, like this one through the front here. I'm not going to be using this like concrete texture for all of them. I just wanted the car park to be in that. I thought it kind of made sense, you know? But that's what we're doing. Oh, I'm very excited for this. But here we go. Let's flop it into place. Let's get this in areas that I feel that it needs to be. And don't forget, this is going to be absolutely littered with greenery, this place. Trees in amongst everything as well, want them all around. I just want these oldies that are going to be living here to have the best. And I am going to be introducing new characters for this as well. I completely forgot to mention that. When we get to the bedrooms, I'm going to be moving in residents. We are going to be moving in residents, and I'm going to be telling you their backstories and stuff. So another thing, it's not like we're just letting go of that whole format of Let's Build the Worlds. It's just evolving into something different. It really is. And yes, I know, it's sad that we're not doing Windenburg. I had so much planned for it. But as I said, I'm not putting my energy into something that will take me over a year for it to not be used. That's just my choice. But yeah, don't worry. Changes are coming, but we're still going to be grounded in what we kind of have already evolved from, shall we say. We'll say that, yes. Right, I'm wrapping this all the way around, and I do want to do that, so that's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Let's pop this all down here. But anyway, hello, happy Thursday. What are you getting up to? What's new? What's fresh? What's the 411, whatever the number is that they use? Nothing new here. I can feel a tickle in my throat, though, from Tom, who's ill at the minute. He's had quite a few days off work now, bless him. But I'm starting to feel it, and I don't want to feel it. I have not got time to be ill. I don't think anybody's got time to be ill, Aiden, for goodness, but not right now. Not in the new development stages. I'm going to be going through a bit of a channel rebrand as well. I'm going to design my own logo and banner and stuff. Nothing fancy. We're just going to take it in a different direction there too, so everything feels fresh. Okay, well, that's a good start. Just to like box in this area. I think that is a very nice start. This car park is not as big as I wanted it to be, really. Let me go into transportation and just see the size of these cars. Do you know what? I think we'll be fine. I could do a row of them at the top there, and that would be perfect. Yeah, we'll do that. Right. Well, you're coming out. You're coming out, my love. But yeah, I've got lots of stories about kind of residential homes. Because after school, I always had to get the bus, and my mum was working, my dad was working too, and I had to go and wait for my mum to finish work. I did my homework and stuff in residential homes. I learnt to play the piano there, not very well, but one of the residents taught me. I think that was my kind of first taste of death as well, like seeing my mum was saying, oh, she's like no longer with us, she's gone to heaven. I remember like that feeling of being like, oh, that's a bit strange. But yeah, she was called Alice, by the way. I've told this story before, definitely. Maybe in one of my very early videos, but I remember she was called Alice. She was 102, and she taught me how to play the piano. She used to wait by the piano for me every day after school, and I'd have to, yeah, she'd teach me the keys. She was a piano teacher. I think she was a concert pianist at one point. I could be absolutely fabricating a bit of lies there, but I'm sure, I might ask my mum about that. I'm sure that was the case. Sure of it, I tell you. I think we'll just do 5. Yeah, we'll just do 5. Do we have any, is there any motorbikes in the game? I don't think so. Aiden, how long have you been playing the game? And you're asking if there's been motorbikes here. Get a grip. Right, so this pathway is going to come through here. I think that's the best thing to do now is start mapping in a pathway. Now, I don't necessarily want to use this one that we've used on the raised kind of terraces, but I do want it to be a nice stone. What about the new one? Oh, do you know what? That could work. What would you look now? You're too much up there, but I think as a path, it would look pretty good. I don't hate that. An old cobbled path. Maybe this is like a path that has been here since this has been built. You know, so it's a good maybe 100 years old, we're going to say. So that would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? Right, I'm going to do it, yeah. I'm not going to do it as wide as this. And I've only done it as wide as this just because of how wide the stairs are. But if I can connect you in around that way, bring you here, it'd probably be better to keep this as close to the house as possible, because we don't know what we're building around here just yet and where to put things, and I don't want a path to determine that. Let's bring that all the way down there, though, like that. Let's map this in front there. We're going to be filling it with hedges and whatnot. I mean, is it too wide, too slim? I think it might be, you know, just because of wheelchairs and stuff. I'm trying to think of it that way. Let's go for a 3-wide path instead then. That's fine. There's nothing too drastic of a change, is it? Not like what we're going through right now. My lord. So let's bring this all the way down. Yeah, I think this will work. Still not 100% sold on this texture just yet, but we'll stick with it for now. And we can determine later if it's for us. Oh, will that go all the way up there? Oh, it does, look. Oh, that's perfect. And then what I could do is connect that one all the way around to there. Bring that. I'm going to go underneath of the roofs just because they're a bit finicky, aren't they? They were disappearing as well when I was doing this. Like the roofs and stuff were disappearing. I wish we actually had ramps. I wish we had disabled representation in The Sims 4, to be honest, but you know, it's probably asking a bit too much, isn't it? Yeah, I would have always loved to have seen that in the game, and I'm sure there are many people out there that would have loved it more than me, to see themselves represented in a game. But, you know, there we are. Right, okay, so I need a gate behind, or a fence behind here, but I'm wondering whether or not to do a half wall instead. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, because then I can use a bit of brick on them. So, how tall are you? That's probably perfect, actually. Let me see this. Let me just have a little nose. Yes. And then I'm going to do you to there. And I'm going to bring you all the way down. And I am going to wrap this in fully with the fence in question. And I'm going to bring it all the way up there too. And we're going to use the same brick as what we've used on the house, just to bring in a bit of that vibe around here. Stunning bit of work. And then go ahead and put a darker trim, just to blend it in with the aesthetics we've got going on. Do I want to do black? No, we'll keep it that colour because it blends in nicely with the actual brick colour then, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got that. That's good. Would have liked a bit of signage, you know. Nothing's stopping us, though, from moving this hedge and putting the sign here. You know? Don't know what we can call it. I've been playing around with a few names, and I came up with Sunny Acre Residential Home. You probably saw this up here. It doesn't fit in here. But I don't know. Don't know. The option, I'm going to leave it up to you lot. What do you think? Yeah, okay. That's roughly mapped in, and I think that's what we're going to start, just roughly mapping in areas. We're definitely going to be having a greenhouse, so maybe it would be a good point to put a greenhouse in now. The only problem is I've gone medium height walls down here, so I think it might look a bit too tall, to be honest. But I think we might be able to get away with it. Oh, do you know what? That's not too bad. And we're going to be having a couple more buildings around here. So I think we're going to be okay with that. Again, I'm not going to detail this or anything. Maybe, possibly, could get there. But I'm just going to get the formation of everything in now. That'll do for the minute. We'll get back to detailing that. And I said something about an indoor pool, didn't I? Let's see. Let's see how big I can make the pool first. Let's do that. Let's get the grid on down here. Oh, it is on. There we go. Okay. Doesn't need to be massive. But if I can do there and then bring the pool to maybe there. A little bit bigger. Just one more. Maybe a bit wider too. Just so they've got a little bit more space. Right. And then I want a too wide around it. I don't know how I'm going to make this building look, though. That's the thing. I think I'd want it to look a bit modern. So maybe something along the lines of like having it in the red brick, but with really nice sharp black accents with the windows and stuff. Modern accents. I'm going to box this in for now. Let me just see this. Is this going to look really bad? I think we can make something of that as long as it's one story. And then what we can do is come around this way, get in a gym and enough space for some bathrooms. I think we could do that. Let me just see this when it's boxed in. Yeah, let's maybe come out one more there. And then what I could do is have a couple of bathrooms here. A changing room / bathrooms, that kind of vibe. Let's go to there. I can split these in half. We can do a shower in one of them, like this, and there. And then maybe a toilet next to it. Is that going to be big enough? Simple floor plan to keep the gameplay simple. I think we need to make this a bit bigger because we're going to be having sinks and stuff in there. Yeah. Okay, this is probably going to look ugly for now, but hopefully it will start to make a bit of sense once the wallpapers and stuff are on it. But let's get a roof line going, shall we? I want it to kind of like match with the house in pitch, but I want it to look like it has been modernized. I just want to do that. So if I can make you a bit smaller into there. Very simple. You into there. You don't need to go all the way through. Or do you, actually? I don't hate that. If I was going to do that, though. I don't hate it, but what I could do is bring that. Tuck that in like that. Oh, not a hedge. I think I prefer that. Okay. Again, we'll get to that. We'll get to that at another time. We need to start chucking in some details with the landscaping, don't we? So let's have a look at the trees that we've got with Get Together. Now, I do love this tree that comes with Get Together because it can just fit in so many nice places. So I am going to dot a few of these around just to begin with, just to get the juices flowing, loves. Just to get my absolute juices juicing. Yes, indeed. Oh, this would be a nice place. No, I was just thinking this would be a nice place for a terrace where they could come out and eat. Well, we could do that. I know they've got other terraces. They're going to have this one to sit outside this one. I'll come back to that. Or would that be a good place to put the little pond? I know I said a lake, but I think that might be a good place to put the pond, you know. We'll do that instead because that'll make it look attractive from the front as well then. Yes. Okay. Well, that being said, I'm just going to pop a tree down there. Don't know why. Don't know why. We're just going to pop a tree there. I want a big boy here. Big oak tree. I think I want to go for the ones from Cottage Living, though. My lord, how long ago does Cottage Living feel? Well, it was years, but my lord, it does. Yes, this big boy. This big boy. Maybe not in that position because you might knock someone off a wheelchair. And we don't want that. Not today. Yeah, so they're nice for small trees, but we do need some big boys around. I think we have to get this pond in first. Let's get that spaced out, and then I'll know where to put things. So let's bring you down. It doesn't need to be massively deep. That's probably just about right, to be honest. Let's just make a full circle all the way and then work our way from there. Let's bring this down to that size now. And let's start mapping in a nice shape. A nice pondy shape. That is the technical terms. And then I could do some benches and stuff around this, or even at the forefront of it, just so they've got somewhere lovely to sit, you know? Oh, I would love that. I'd love to work with old people. I really do. I get along with them because I am old. We've got a lot in common. But yeah, I think I'd also find it sad. I think I'd find it sad as well, especially when it comes to the amazing people that look after people with dementia and that kind of, oh, I think it would break my heart, to be honest. Yeah, nice little wiggly, natural-esque looking shape. I think that's stunning. Let's get some water in then, shall we? What size are we going to here? There? Do you know what? I think that's quite nice. What would happen if I did that? I just had to do that. It was, I don't know. I know what was going to happen. I just had to do it. I think once we've detailed that, I'm going to put some good water on it. Some pond looking water, which is always this one for me. Yeah. Now I know where I can put trees and stuff around it. Okay. That's what I wanted. I think having maybe a weeping willow next to it would be good. So let's get a willow in. Oh, here she is. Willows love the water, they do. And I love a willow. I think they're beautiful trees. I will say that they've put far too many willows in the countryside area in Cottage Living. That always bothered me. We need oaks. Oaks are the tree that I love the most in the countryside and what I tend to see most of, to be honest. Right, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's the ticket. That is the bastard ticket, I tell you. Right, this is all going to be used for flowers. I think we'll have this as the kind of area where we're going to grow some bits and bobs, like a nice little garden. So I might fence that in now, you know. Yeah, let's do that. Let's fence that area in. I don't want to use the same fence as what we've done. Black iron for like a garden fence. It just doesn't sit right with me. I think I'm going to go down the route of using this one. This is my new favorite garden looking fence. It is. I know it's been out for quite a while now, but you know. Actually, no, I'm going to keep that open just to make this easy accessible for disabled residents and whatnot. And this fence might constrict that. I'm going to bring you all the way to there. And I am going to literally wrap it all the way around. Keeps out the rabbits. Keeps out the rabbits from munching on all of the food. Now, if I do that, will it make a floor? It will. No, we're going to get rid of that for the minute. Oh, no, we're not changing the colour of it. We're going to get rid. There we are. Just so I know we've got an area mapped in there. More trees back here. So let's do that. And I'm going to be putting more trees in as we go, but I just want to get a few in here just so it starts speaking to me. So they would have this lovely terrace. They've got a lovely view of all of the trees and stuff around it. So I'm going to bring in a few more of these and just flop them in this kind of areas here. Where am I making the access? I think we should just stone right up to it. Oh, I'm still not keen on this flooring. I wonder if it looked better the other way. Not really. No, it didn't make a blind bit of difference, to be honest. And the cobbles might be a bit annoying for like wheelchairs and stuff. I'm going to rethink that because I'm not happy with it, but I'm just going to get it more mapped in. There's probably a few of you thinking, why don't you terrain and make it more like natural with the footpaths and stuff? But I think having it in formation is going to suit somewhere like a residential home. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's bring in a splash of colour. I'm going to put a red one just there like that. And then maybe I could bring a few more of these smaller ones into play. Put one there. And we can litter that area with a bit more of a bush as well. We're going to be doing trees. I know. I'm going to be doing flowers and stuff here, like a nice like garden you can walk around in. So I'm going to leave that blank for now. That's still not all the trees I want, but that's good enough for now. Now we're going to zone in on an area. And I think what I'm going to do is zone in on the whole front facade in this garden area here. Because I want to climb some ivy and stuff up the actual build itself. And I'll put some nice hedges and stuff around here with some flowers. Just make it look very pretty. So I think where we are going to start in the front is on the actual build itself. Let's get some more details coming along here, shall we? So first things first, let's get some ivy in. And I think we are going to use the get together ivy. Yes, we are going to do that. I think we should start over here. I'm going to plonk a few here, but oh, yes, please. That's what I wanted. I'm going to sink these down with the tool mod, actually. Let's get a few in. And let's get these down. You can tell I've been watching Downton. Honestly. Series 5 I'm at. I can't believe I'm at Series 5 for the what? It's got to be the 20th, and this is being serious, the 20th time I've watched Downton through. It's just my comfort show. It really is my comfort show. I love it so much. Yeah, there we go. That's a good start point. Okay. Good to know. Let's get this climbing up now then, shall we? So here we are. Oh, I should have wrapped it around that way. Oh. Je ne sais quoi. Oh, I love when things work out. I really do. Let's climb you all the way up. I'm just going to go up to about there with this side. And let's start clambering this in the right areas. Let's bring you down to here. Is that correct? Yes. Maybe you want to do a little bit like... I might size you down, actually. Flop you there like that. Oh, that's nice. Bring a bit more here. And coming up to the side there. Oh, that is nice, yes. I want to do some window boxes with some flowers in on all of the build as well. Like, I really want it to be a really attractive countryside-looking house. And I fear this is the way to go. I am going to be doing some here. I should have done that, really. So let's clamber you there. Might just want to take that gap in. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's hope I pick out the right ones. 1, 2. Oh, no, I don't want to move you. What's it doing? Honestly. 2, 3, 4. Elevation. We did like a minus 0.6, I'm going to say. Why didn't that go down much? Maybe not. Minus 2. There we go. I have no idea how much that was, but it's gone down at least now, and that's fine. Do I want to change like the colour of like to go for a bit of a red? No. Not on this build. Okay, more. We need more of it. I want some up here, but not as much as what we've just done. So I think I'm just going to stick to the bottom level. We'll size you down and move you down with the tool mod and do the same with that one. Just clamber it up a little bit. Maybe just one above it like that. Yes, that's nice. And I also think maybe doing a little bit here would work. Again, probably going to need to tool model all of this down. But we can do that. It's fine. I'll do 2 more like that. Clamber you and clamber you there like this. Now, let's make this look natural. So what I was thinking here was 1, 2, 3 minus 0.4 maybe. There we go. And keep it like that. And then that bit kind of bumps at the top then and makes it look a little bit more natural. Oh, I'm for that, I tell you. Very much for it. Do I want to do more ivy around here? No, but do you know what? I think a bit of wisteria would look good. Now, do you know what? I don't like that. Don't like it with the lighting. Oh, I don't like how that looks either. There we go, it's a bit better. Just one little thing. So, I think window boxes are going to be the thing to bring in some colour here. But I don't know what window boxes to use. We need some more of them. Well, I won't be able to use them, but yeah, I don't know what ones to use. I think these, they're kind of subtle. I was going to go for the red ones. Oh, which I also do like. I do like both of them, but I think the yellow ones are just a little bit more subtle. So that's what I'm going to do. Do I need to put them up higher? I do. Okay. They're not all going to fit, are they? Well, they don't all have to go all the way across. Maybe let's get this one in the middle if we can, and then put them side by side, just like this. Let's pop these up then. Boop-de-doo. And then bringing them here. Do I want to put them on the other? Oh, I don't like them there. Definitely don't like them there. I mean, I think it would look a little bit too weird if I put them on all of the windows. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. But what I will do instead, just to bring a bit of flowerage, I think what I'm going to do is use the yellow maybe. Oh, the yellow's nice. And just mix in this with all of the ivy. I think that would be a good vibe to do, just to bring a little punch of colour here and there. Yep, that's fine. Okay. And then round to here. I will sink a few down with the tool mod, but not right now. Yeah, I think that's nice with a little bit of yellow there. Love that. Okay, right. Front entrance. I'm thinking a planter either side. And I think once again, punching through with some flowers would be our best bet. We wanted this place to look attractive and welcoming for new residents and old, literally. So maybe if I did that, popped a few, oh yeah, like that. Okay, and then some lovely lights. I want something classic, really. Maybe these. Oh, there, that could work. Let's do one of them there, one of them there, like that. Oh yes, I like that. I do. Even this would be a nice spot for residents to come and sit. So I think I'm going to do a couple of benches on either side. And I think we'll go for these ones in the black. I think this is going to be the bench of the residential home, to be honest. Yes, let's do one there and one there so that it still gives enough space up here for access and whatnot. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that looks rather smart. Right, some more details. I want some corbels, but also some hanging baskets. Do I want to go for these? I think I do. I'm going to pop one there, one there. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Do they need to be up higher? No, that's a good spot for them. And then I'm going to do another 2 on either side here, like that. Does that look weird? No, that looks nice. That looks nice as far as I'm concerned. We do need some drain pipes, don't we? So let's go for this one. I would like it to go there with the drain. No, that's fine. I can get a drain there. In fact, I'm going to put it here and move you into there. My stomach just growled. I've just realised how hungry I am, actually. But yeah, he was ferocious then. We're going to do another one here and the taller one down the bottom there. We'll figure out what we're doing with that. Just for some realism, let's also get some corbels in. I think I'm going to go for these. Am I? No, they're a bit too dense, to be honest. Can I go for a dark brown? Not really. We need to stick with the black. These ones here fit in quite nicely. Let's do one there, like that. And I'm also going to bring them up to this level. I'm going to do one by each of the windows. That'd be nice. Just for a little bit of detail. Like that. One there, one there, one there. Oh, that fits perfectly. I enjoy that. I think I'm just going to do one at the top of here And the same over on this point. She's looking smashing. Yeah, I think that's enough detail there, to be honest. One thing I do want to try, I want to try and find a different path. I'm not feeling the cobbles. It needs to be sensible. It can still be tiles, but nothing that's going to make navigation in a wheelchair too hard. Oh, I don't hate that. Oh, that's quite nice, actually. Can we go for a darker? Oh, that's too dark. Do you know what? I don't hate that. I definitely prefer it. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Definitely. But we are going to do a trim around it. And I think if we can find something that's going to look okay, maybe going in with this one. I don't really like that. That brown's going to be all wrong. There is a black. I think we can get away with that, with the black one. It's a shame there was never any other path lining one that was this kind of like size. You know, we've got others, but in fact, I'm going to do a different one along there because I do want to make that all about the flowers. So I'm just going to map in these on the other bits all the way to here. And then I'm going to start it again here. Should I? Oh, that's weird. That's weird. And then bring this all the way down. I'm not going to do the back of it just for the minute. We'll do that once we get to it, but I just want to bring that all the way down that side. I don't know if I like it, because I still want them to feel the need to be able to go and walk into all of this area, which is going to have like flowers and stuff. I'm wondering whether to just do the smaller one, just so it frames the path. Yeah, I'm going to do that, just so it frames the path, but you still get the option of being able to walk wherever you may like. Yeah, I think we can get away with that. We can border it with flowers or even like smaller hedges with gaps in. There's a thought. Anyway, I do want another fence here. And I want this spiky one to be the vibe in this area. So I'm going to flop you into there, my love. And do the same here. Bring that all the way along. And map it into there. Can I go under there? Oh, God. Look at that. Oh god, see? And then that's gone even when I page up and down home and end. This happened earlier and what I had to do was move it and then just put it back. Honestly, I should have put that fence in first actually. Is that completely gone now? Oh, it's gone. Yeah, that's great. Love that. Even with deletion protection on from the Better Build and Buy mod, it still does it, by the way. Just wanted to let you know. Okay, right, you into there, and then bring you all the way back to there. Nope, you need to come back one more to there. Okay, I'm going to put a hedge behind here, so that will kind of act as a barrier to stop people from slipping off. We don't want that. Right, so hedge in question. Do we want to go for a floral hedge? Or I'd probably want to go for something that looks like it's been a little bit more manicured compared to the rest. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flop this right up to the edge like this and bring that same one all the way down. I don't really mind that it's eating into that foundation a little bit. That's fine. Bring that all the way down to there. Yes. And then flowers and stuff. I would like that. Wondering. No, not you. What about you? No, there is another one like that. This one. I mean, that one goes a little bit better, but no. Maybe just the normal green one then. Just on each of the edges here. Let me have a look at that. No, it's not the vibe either. I think maybe some smaller trees there, like these ones. If I did... Can I do it in that size? Let me see this. It's not going to be weird. It's weird. I think maybe just stick in with the flowers, because that's what we were going to do anyway. So let's get a few of these in. Either side there. Oh, yes. That's the ticket. Do I want to hide that? I think I do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it. I am. And I want these gardens to look very nicely manicured and very much planned, not too natural. I think that's the vibe I want to go for here. So having kind of things in formation and like color choices. I think that's how I want to go about that. So let's get some hollyhocks. I just like saying that. I'm going to do two either side. And I think I'm going to split the color up. I've gone for another pink here. But I think I'm going to split the colour up with a nice yellow. And then just make them look very nice. And, oh, I don't like that. Nice and manicured. I don't like that they're all kind of like the same. So let's just skirt things around a little bit and then make it just look a little bit more natural, you know? Let's go that way. It still looks a bit formationed to me. Formationed? Okay, we'll go with that word today. Yes, but then I'm going to mix it up with some yellow, and I might do a couple of different yellows. And maybe try and get a little blast of white in. So let's get this at the back. We're going to do that too. Bring all of that in like this. Get another yellow in. Maybe something a little bit more of a height. Oh god, these colour choices on this are awful. Or maybe I should do the white here. Nope, I want the white to be smaller. Go for this one. Orange or yellow. But I'm going to pop you into each of these little spaces that we've got. Give them a little spin around. And then go in with a touch of white. I think we're going to struggle with white, to be honest. Oh no, here we go. And just make it look a little bit more natural that way. I think that's how I want to do it. Yeah, boop there. We'll do a bigger one there as well. One smaller one there. A bigger one there. Couple of white ones here. Might even just stack that up just a little bit higher. And then bring the same down here. Bit of white there. One there. And let's do one there as well. Yes. See what I mean? It still looks very formation-y, but planned. But I've tried to make it look a little bit more natural than what I did. I did forget to do that side though. Silly bum. Let's just bring a touch of yellow in there and some white. And then Bob's your uncle, to be honest. Oh, I like it. But it is making me want to do the same kind of thing. Kind of here and also here. Let's bring that down too. You know, flowers, bees, butterflies, life. Life in the ends of people's lives. That is the slogan for this residential home. Thank you. I thought it was good. I did. Top of the head that was, loves. Top of the bloody head. And again with this, I'm going to do exactly the same as what I've done here, but maybe put a bit of a low-lying one too. So I am going to just start mapping around like this and popping all of these colours in this area. Let me do that, and then we'll get the low-level one floating through it. I kind of went off on a tangent, and I used these ones. I used the low-level ones from the Horse Ranch pack, and I've also gone around and just sized up and down a few of the hollyhocks just so it looks a little bit more natural, but still very much in formation. And I think that's nice. We'll put some lighting and stuff in there as well. In fact, let's do that now. Finally, a little final part. Let's do that together. Let's get rid of live edit. And I do want some kind of, maybe this one actually. Yeah, let's go for this one. Let's pop these in. So I want these to kind of like be all up the path, to be honest. Does need to be kind of well lit, this area. So I will be putting them kind of like either side, I think. Another one, say here and here. Can't see what I'm doing here. There and there. They might be slightly off here and there, but you know, it's fine. I'm sure no one will mind. And if they do, then that is their problem, isn't it? Right, there we go. Let me have a little look at night, please. Yeah, just to light up that area nicely. Oh, I forgot to do this side, silly bum. There, and another one there, like that. Is that in the correct positions? No. No, it's not. It turned out it was me that minded. There we go. Oh, she's thriving. She really is. The final thing we're going to leave on, I would like a sign. I would like a sign for the front of this area here. And it needs to be quite big. I'm wondering if I'm going to go modern or a bit more traditional with it. I do need one of these big ones, but all the big ones are a little bit too modern. Wondering if I could use this one instead. Do I like it in the black? I kind of do, actually. Yeah, I think it matches in with the aesthetics quite nicely. Let's get rid of that sign, though. We're not looking after dogs here. This one would have been perfect but it's going to hit that wall. I'm going to trial it. Let's just shorten this down for now while I put this sign on. Let's bring you to a size where this is going to fit. I might have to tool mod it. Well, that's not too bad. I fear it could be up a little bit higher, but that's just me being fussy. This is where I'm going to leave it today. We've got lots to do. I'm going to be back next time, and we're going to be carrying on with these grounds. I think what we'll do is work our way around to this. No, in fact, I'm going to work our way around this way. Do more of the gardens. I want a bit more of an organic path shape here. I think that would be really nice. With lots of trees and stuff, some benches, somewhere for them to sit underneath the trees, in some chairs and stuff. And we'll make a start on the gardens and get things looking ship-shape in Bristow fashion. What? Okay. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it for now. Thank you so much for watching today, my loves. I absolutely adore the pants off you. I'm going to be back tomorrow with a little trial out of a new game that I'm really excited about bringing to the channel. And yeah, I'm excited for it. So that's what's going to be happening. Leave me some lovely comments, some ideas. What do you see? Also, some name ideas would be great. I'd love to hear some name ideas for the residential home. But that's where I'm going to leave it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.